You know when you have a really big decision to make and you wonder to yourself, I wonder what would happen if I had gone down that road? I often find myself getting stuck on the what ifs whenever I come to a fork in the road. Sometimes I find it really hard to make a decision. And basically, that's what happened to me at the start of the week. I had a job interview. I randomly applied for it. I really wasn't expecting anything to come out of it. It was a job working as provisional psych with children and doing assessments. So it looked like a great opportunity to diversify my skill set. And I agreed to doing the interview. I also recorded a lot of the last week, and unfortunately my sound button was not on, so a lot of the stuff I talked about didn't get recorded properly. But I'm just gonna fill you in on the gaps. It's Monday morning, heading into the gym.
You have to be your biggest fan. And when things are really tough and they're really rough and nothing's working, but there's something inside of you that says, I just have to follow that. Because you don't know who you're going to be, who you're going to be, who you're going to be.
So I came back Monday evening after doing the interview and I was feeling really confident. I was like, yep, I know I smashed that. I'm pretty sure that they will offer me this job. But then my mind went straight into panic mode and I began to think, hang on a minute, is this actually the right opportunity for me? Because there were a few pros and cons. The pros involved working with a different client group, children, as well as learning how to do cognitive assessments, which is something I'd like to get into. But the cons were that it involved a lot of travel and it would also mean a pay cut. So these were two really big things to think about. And honestly, over that week, I was stuck. I just felt like I had no idea what to do. I think like a lot of people in a situation that's causing them stress or anxiety, I coped with it by avoiding thinking about what to do. I just kind of carried on with my life, business as usual. That week I went to a colouring in club and I also went and had a chat with my own therapist. I'm just heading into the office now. It's Thursday, just heading into the office. At some points during the week, I let myself daydream and imagine what it would be like if I was working in this job. What would be some of the things that I would look forward to and what would be some of the sacrifices I would have to make. I just left the office and now I'm heading towards my hair appointment. I got a haircut which I now regret because my fringe is too short, and I also went out to dinner with a friend. And then on Friday I got a phone call which I didn't respond to because my phone was switched off, but later on I got an email from the people saying yes, we'd love to have you for the job. And that's when I had to face up to reality and I had to work out what to do. I hate that I have to admit this out loud, but I kept distracting myself and putting off the decision. I threw myself into doing things like cooking and cleaning and study and exercise. Anything to avoid thinking about what choice to make, because it just seemed big and overwhelming and it connected to future goals of mine, and all of this just pulled me into this place of feeling unsure. And I began to realize that I was falling into that trap where if you sit in a decision for long enough, nothing feels right. The longer I stayed in this place, the less sure I would feel of myself. So that's when I sat down and I actually pushed myself to write out a pros and cons list and to think about my big long-term goals, until finally I was able to put my foot down and make a choice. And as soon as I did this, I felt so much better. always really helps me when I'm stuck and I'm confused about my life and my future, which I assure you happens on a regular basis, is to pull out my dreams journal and to look at the things I'd like for my life long term, and to try and let go of it as well, to hold these dreams kind of loosely and be flexible with what comes up, because we just have no idea what's going to happen tomorrow. It's really not easy doing this, or at least I find it really hard. And if you are curious, I actually decided to turn the job down, which was a little bit disappointing because it did sound like an amazing opportunity. It just didn't fit into my life very well. This video was kind of rambly. It wasn't like my usual content. It was a little bit all over the shop, and I felt kind of confused and lost while I was making this video, so I really hope that it makes sense. But more importantly, I just hope it helps, because I'm sure there are a lot of people out there that feel kind of confused with what they're doing with their life, and I assure you this is a very normal feeling. It's okay. It's also okay to make mistakes. I'm realizing that even when I've made a mistake, I always manage to turn it around or work out a different route to get to wherever it is that I want to get to. So I feel like that's just what life is. I hope so anyway. My next upcoming vlog is definitely going to be more study focused. Stay tuned for that because I've got some cool things coming up. I really hope you have an amazing week, and I'll talk to you later. Bye!